Warning! Just stay 46 feet. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Containment, Season 1, Episode 8. There's a crack in everything.
Including my butt.
Excuse me?
I've been waiting all day to say that.
I'm your host, Dom, and with me is Nikki and Kim.
That's fair.
So,
I love how he goes. He's like, "Wait, it's this one. No, it's that one. No, wait. Third time's a charm."
and I guess Mike.
I guess.
I guess Mike. Yeah.
See, Gildarts agrees with me.
There's a crack in everyone's ass. I don't know who, well, unless you're the mermaid girl, I'm sorry. But, I mean, still, shut up.
It's Merman.
No.
So, we have a Kim.
Yes.
Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Kim is here.
Nice of you to finally join us.
Kim's been in quarantine.
Yes, that's
For
right.
a lot longer than 48 hours.
Yep. Well, she wanted to make sure she was okay.
2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
She had lobster and steak every night, though. She's lucky.
Oh, fuck
amazing.
that.
What do you guys think of this episode?
It was a good episode.
It was very satisfying for me.
Yeah.
Because I had been, spewing from the very beginning about, carriers of the virus from the very get-go. And we found out that Thomas is one.
Yes.
He was sick, he beat it off, but now he's a carrier.
Can you rephrase that, please?
Yeah, I've never...
Nope.
Beating it off has never cured an illness as far as I know.
Have you tried?
You want the answer to that?
No.
B is just like, I
God,
don't know.
this show, as soon as we add Kim to it, the show goes to hell.
Off the rails!
It just goes to hell. Kim didn't even do anything. But as soon as she gets added to a show, the whole show just goes to shit. Right off. So anyway, we're up to night 11.
Yes.
And,
9/11?
no.
9/11.
Oh, night 11.
Yes.
Gotcha, okay. Oy.
So we're a day and a half away from
Yeah.
all hell. Yeah.
Well,
Everything we saw in the first episode. We're a day and a half away from that.
by the end of the episode, we're only one day away from
that is true,
it,
'cause
because it
it's
started
morning,
off at night 11, and then it moved on to the next day.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the end of this episode was the start of all of that, with the other exit to the Cordon and all of those people realizing that it existed.
Quite possibly.
I mean, that could have just been the spark of, and what we saw in the very first episode was just the still going after effects of it.
Yeah. And I mean, we now have Sabine and Lex trapped in that container. They cannot come out.
Nope. But I didn't touch him. I did, as he's holding her hand.
So he did it like that wasn't a purpose.
Oh,
Bitch,
it totally
stay with
was.
me. Bitch, you're staying with me.
Yeah. Good old major mouthpiece.
Mouthpiece.
Major mouthpiece.
I love that when Leo's phone was ringing and it's like major mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
I was
That
like,
was
oh god,
entertaining.
it was so good. Yeah, but Leo this episode, he digs up some dirt on CDC biohazard package, right? And CDC might have a copy of it, so he's telling Lex that this is mission priority, but Lex kind of has Jana under his scopes, so he's got this thing Sabine wants him to do, but in turn it's going to help him find out more about Jana and all that. So that's kind of his number one priority, and Leo is not liking it at all. Leo's like, I gave you this info, and now you're keeping stuff from me. So
Yep.
Leo's just kind of pissed off.
Do you blame him?
No.
They're uncovering a conspiracy, for God's sakes, man.
Yeah. I mean, Katie and Jake found out a bit. Just a bit.
Yeah,
Just enough to confirm what they were thinking in the first place.
Katie and Jake, yeah.
Found out a lot of things.
Yeah, so they had a plastic wrap sex scene.
I was waiting for you to introduce it. I was like, they found out a lot of things, including how to have sex through a shower curtain.
I was trying to figure out what the hell was going. I was like, why with the curtain? Why?
That
No
curtain
touching.
knows how to pull off a masterful cock block. Just saying.
Really does.
That curtain is just, symbiont, and he knows what to do.
Well, good news is it is latex, so they are perfectly safe. I'm sorry, that scene could not have been more weird. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's no touching, and like you've been spending so much time not 4 to 6 feet apart from each other that if one of you is sick, the other would be sick by now, and you're screwed anyway. So
the fact that they're like making out with the shower curtain is what freaked me out. Like everything else I can understand. Like that was all fine.
Yeah.
The touching, the hands, the back, like
I think that was actually
When you start making out with the plastic shower curtain, that's when it's gone a little too far.
At one point, she had her hands wrapped around his head. I'm like, yeah, suffocate him. That's real good.
Yeah, so I was waiting for them to suffocate.
Choke him out!
It's like, what the fuck?
So awkward. They had to have so much fun filming that scene, though.
I can't. That had, yeah.
There had to be so much joke planning. I mean, how could you not? I
And
mean, like with the latex comment for one.
There's that, and Chris Wood. I don't know if anybody saw it, but the spoof he made with Ian Somerhalder for the Vampire Diaries.
Oh no!
You could just tell that Chris Wood went places with that scene. Like it probably took them so many days just to get that scene done because he's such a goofball. Like I think he should be on the cast of Supernatural because he would fit perfect with those guys. There'd be nothing getting done.
Yeah.
But yeah, awkward shower scene for sure.
Yeah, it's just crazy. But they uncover a lot of stuff about Patient Zero, right? And we find out that Patient Zero wasn't really Patient Zero.
Yeah, that
Henry Burns.
Henry Burns was, which is Dr. Saunders' boyfriend or just a lover. It's not really confirmed whether he is or whatever, but I mean, he obviously has some ins with the CDC. Maybe he's like a doctor that was working on some sort of virus or, maybe he was
he had to have known about it because he self-quarantined himself, right? We see that much.
Mm-hmm.
So we're finally getting some information on this 7 episodes later, but it's crazy. And then you go to see, so the guy that came in that was sick just had a regular cold. Is that
his immune system was poor to begin with because he was sick with something, and then he caught it immediately because
she touched him.
Yep.
Or he touched her pen, and she was sick from making out with the other guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So this was not a
terrorist attack.
Yeah.
But it was certainly framed to look that way.
It certainly was. And it's still going to be, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Even if they find out the truth.
Mm-hmm.
With it being an accident, no one wants to take the blame for this bullshit. So it's gonna be like, let's pass it off like it was some terrorist thing. Yeah.
Who's to say it was an accident? Maybe Henry Burns was infected on purpose and he just didn't know it.
Maybe.
Possible.
Yeah.
Well, then it's still they have to take the blame. That's where it came from. They said that's the one guy made it. He actually, that's what it sounded like. They actually made it.
They were saying that the main doctor that was working on Thomas in the Cordon
Dr.
was the one who
Canners.
made it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true. I think it's Sabine's husband, the one
That's
that's the
yes,
director of infectious
Dr.
diseases.
Dr.
Yeah.
McIntyre.
Yes.
Mhm.
that's who I think it is too, because he's real like weird. He's being weird. If he
He,
didn't do it, he knew about it. Like he immediately knew what was going
yeah,
on.
he knew about it, and him and Sabine are the perfect pair because they're both arrogant assholes.
Hmm.
Hey,
Well, Sabine's got what's coming to her now, because she concocts this whole plan of, sneaking Thomas out of the Cordon. That's when she recruits Lex, and, she tells Lex, "You're in charge here. You do everything." She said it right in front of the National Guard guy.
Oh.
Yeah. And
And he didn't listen at all. He did
This
whatever
is-
the fuck he wanted to do.
because even though Sabine is like in charge of the CDC, what's going on with the Cordon, the National Guard is right. They're taking their orders from like almost the president. Like they're right there. They're like 10 steps above Sabine right now.
when they were called in for that, the National Guard was put under the command of the person in charge. If she is in charge of the situation, they answer to her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that gets back to his superiors, he's fucked.
He's toast.
Because technically, she is like, even though she's not in the military, she's in the CDC, whoop-de-doo, she was in charge of the situation. He answers to her. Period.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably some legal bullshit he can throw around to get away with it, but technically he was being a dick.
I mean, the whole part that Thomas was a carrier is completely out of Sabine's hands, so that she can't be put at fault for.
Very true.
So I mean, they can't really ding her for that. There's no
No.
way for her to have known.
I mean, there's no way, like, I guess you could say Dr. Canner just kind of jumped the gun a little bit with it.
Well, yeah, totally. There was no way to know that he was a carrier until the guy started showing severe symptoms. It wasn't even, a gradual. It was like he hit
It was like
the
instant.
4 or 5 hour mark, and he was just like violently blood everywhere, and like it was just ugh. Like how we found out that he was sick is just I jolted back in my chair and I held like this because I was like, that is disgusting.
Yeah, it was already past the 48-hour mark because they had opened up the door. They're like, "Oh, you made it through. You're good." I mean, they were drinking wine and they were partying, and then all of a sudden, and it was just like,
I don't even think he stayed in there for 48 hours.
No,
Thomas had been in there for 48 hours and he was clear.
Because you had Dr. Cannert's telling him that he was in the one that was the control.
Yeah, he was the one that was Thomas's, whatever, the one that they were injecting. The rat was being injected with whatever Thomas had,
Thomas's blood, not...
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they made from Thomas. And they're like, oh, Canner's like, you're fine. He passed the, everything's clear. And, yeah. Apparently, no.
Nope.
But good for Thomas. He's okay, and he's gonna be okay.
just no one that's nowhere near him is gonna be okay.
He's just so cute. I don't care if he's, sick.
I mean, I felt bad for, whatchamacallit, for that guy, because all of a sudden it's just like he sneezes, and then 1, 2, 3, blood everywhere.
And it was just ooze. It was just like.
I know, it was complete Exorcist style blood coming out of his mouth.
That was terrible.
And the poor people that got splitted on right off the bat.
Like, you work in a hospital, right? If you're gonna puke, you turn and puke in a different direction, not spew it.
I don't think he had any control.
That didn't seem like he was puking to me. It seemed like he was coughing.
Well, the first was just he automatically sneezed, and it was just like, and he like immediately knew, even though it wasn't blood at first, it was just like lots of like snot, and then all of a sudden he was like, oh shit, and it was just like.
Yep, there was no time for him to even consciously turn. It just happened.
It's like, oh no, I have to sneeze. Achoo. Looks like it just ruptured my lungs.
Yeah, more or less.
And at that point, are you thinking straight enough to turn around? you realize that you're going to die at that point.
No, you're
he
right.
panicked. It was an immediate panic. The moment that it sneezed and it went like just, and it wasn't even, like I said, it wasn't even blood. It was an instant. He knew immediately and just started panicking.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. At that point, as soon as even if I was standing outside the room, if I heard a sneeze, I'd be gone. I'd be like, bitches, I'm outie.
Because remember, he was panicking.
I wouldn't even be anywhere near that hospital, just saying.
That's true. But I mean, if I was in the hospital, I'd probably have to stay in the hospital, so.
Yeah. Well, he panicked when he got bed at first. How much he started freaking out already. So, it was an instant, just like, shit!
Remove the glove! Remove the next glove! Okay, remove that glove. Fuck!
Yeah. I don't know. The only
thing... If he was wearing a third set of gloves, I bet he'd be okay.
Yeah. The only thing that I think was more tragic than that was between Bert and his wife, is it?
Oh my god, it started so cute.
Oh no, it was cute until she decided to get out of her wheelchair to climb up and get her pearls.
I knew something bad was gonna happen. I knew it.
Why would her pearls be up there in the first place?
I don't know, but A, that was way too tall for her pearls to be. B, she should not have gotten out of the wheelchair. She could have asked Bert to do that for her.
Yeah.
And 3, it could have been a lot worse. I was expecting the whole thing to fall and collapse on her and kill her.
So was I. I was expecting her to be dead at the end of the episode, but she's got a nasty gash on her leg, which can still be fatal. Probably.
Yeah, that gash is gonna lead to major infection, gangrene, something, and she's gonna die.
Or lose her leg, and there's no way she can get it removed properly in the Cordon, because how the hell is Bert gonna get her to the hospital, in that infectious hospital?
He's not.
And her survive that trip?
Well, Dr. Counterts did give him supplies to take care of it himself.
Yeah, but if it does get to the point where it's infectious and her leg needs to be removed, Bert can't do that.
True. Well, he did say, there's antibiotics in there. You start with them before you do anything, because we don't want it getting infected.
Yeah.
So maybe it'll be okay. But, I mean, as much as it was pointed out, I see, it's going to be an issue. But maybe with all of you'll just get to see him taking care of her and her getting better.
They're adorable.
They are adorable.
Know.
I really hope nothing happens to her, because I'm going to be so upset. Not even for me, but for Bert.
Mm-hmm.
Bert's such an upstanding guy. He's so good. But, I still think he kind of has an Alzheimer's thing going on.
Yeah.
I think he's, at the very beginning of it, and that's going to affect the way that he actually takes care of her.
Yeah.
He's gonna wake up the next day and forget that this happened to her, and he's gonna, I don't know, flip out.
Oh, and not, end up not taking care of her because he forgot.
I don't know.
Could be. I mean, we saw a couple episodes back, potentially some early stages of Alzheimer's or something, or late stages, I guess. For us, early signs, I guess you could call it. But yeah, I don't know. We never got a definitive answer on that, and so
no, I don't think it would be definitive, because right now everything is focused on what's happening with the virus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. We also had Jan and company going to the church, and I'm like, what are they doing at the church? I totally forgot that they were going to look in the Civil War tunnels.
I completely forgot about that, and the whole time they're in the church, I'm looking at okay, so you're in a church, there's a lot of people around who seem like they could very well be infected, and you got this priest who is just faith healing the fuck out of them, actually touching them. So if he's touching sick people and then touching other people, he is now spreading the virus around.
Right.
I recognize the actor, and I wanted to pop him in the face.
Why?
What is he from? What is he from?
I don't know.
Fuck if I know. The priest?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll find it. But yeah, that whole thing was just like, why are you there? All right, the tunnels. The tunnels.
Yeah. Which wasn't a good idea, apparently.
No, because not only is Susie claustrophobic, right, and they like covered this
Great.
whole thing up, and oh yeah, we almost made it. No, you didn't. You got 20 yards in.
Mhm.
You know.
And we already knew that she was claustrophobic from what happened at BitTech.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we could have figured that out pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. They start going through, and apparently there's some kind of gas pocket in there, and they can't proceed.
Nope, because 2 of them passed out.
So what kind of gases could do that?
Naturally occurring. Methane
Yeah.
is the common one.
Carbon
Anything-
monoxide.
Yeah,
Carbon
anything,
dioxide.
yeah, anything that can block out oxygen and remove it, like if it's removed from the air.
Chloroform.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Not
can
really.
basically can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why miners used to bring canaries down into the mining shafts, because any kind of gas like that, you bring like a little canary, and
And they get affected first.
yeah,
Yeah, so the
so
first drop.
that's when they know, get the fuck out. So
The canaries.
I know those poor canaries.
Flammable.
They don't have access to canaries here, so they can't, figure it out. They don't have access to, like, gas masks.
As
If they had
quickly
gas masks,
as-
they would have been fine. They could have just fucking ran.
As quickly as that had to be pretty bad. It had to be
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
no oxygen.
It'd be really concentrated in that one area.
Yeah.
Sealed in behind a wall like that, it was probably just high levels of carbon dioxide and methane and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, again, yeah, no access to canary, but who would have thought to bring a canary into an old, like, slave tunnel? And that would have been your first thought.
I would have thought that there were pockets of gas in there, yes.
Okay.
I mean, that's not what they're thinking of. They want to get out. And that's the top thing on their brain.
I
They're
would have
not
just held my
thinking
breath and ran.
there's that. I mean, but they're not thinking that there's something that dangerous down there when behind them is something fatal.
Mm-hmm.
So technically exposed to that for a long period of time. It is fatal.
Yeah.
It is, but I mean, at the forefront of their mind, the virus is worse at the right there. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So apparently their big plan now is to go back to BitTech and restructure it, reinforce it.
How?
It's a good question.
I mean, BitTech was mostly made of a specialized glass. I'm pretty sure there's so much of that lying around. They can totally do it.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, definitely. Oh my god.
I sense sarcasm.
I mean, they are smart people, obviously, and what the fuck?
They may try boarding it up.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, they do have all those tables.
I don't know.
It's not like the virus has survived a big old fiery blast, so I mean,
Yeah.
technically it's still kind of clean there, but
Not as clean as it was.
no.
Put it
And
that
I'm pretty
way.
sure Teresa, Xander, and their mom is still there.
Maybe we haven't seen or heard anything
No.
from them this episode, so.
No, we haven't.
But I thought what was kind of creepy, though, was the church with the faith healing.
Oh god, yeah.
I was just like, how's that priest not dead yet?
I'm trying to figure out
People
why
assume.
it was black when he was like. I'm like, isn't that done with? What'd you do with dirt?
Ashes. It's usually, like Ash Wednesday, and they rub the.
I don't think I've ever seen it with ash, but
Me either. It's always been water.
yeah, holy water.
Well, you've never heard of Ash Wednesday?
No.
They're not Catholic.
I know what he's talking about.
Ash Wednesday, also known
but
as 40 days before Easter, where you go to church and they take a bunch of burnt ashes from a certain type of tree that I forget, and they make the sign of a cross with ash on your forehead. You have to leave it there as long as possible.
Isn't it a palm tree?
What?
No, it's not. Is it palm ashes?
I think because Palm Sunday is before it, isn't it? And then it's
No, Palm Sunday's the week before Easter.
Or yeah, whatever. I don't know.
It could be palm ash. I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
Welcome to
question.
ancient Catholic ritual that I went through for many years.
You gotta leave it there.
It's the beginning of Lent. Also, as soon as you get those ashes on your forehead, whatever you're giving up for Lent, that is the moment you cannot have it anymore.
Yeah, I didn't go to church that much. No.
I was forced
Huh?
I think next Ash Wednesday we have to force Nikki into a church.
Get the hell out of here. Emphasis on hell, okay?
Her hair, she'll like spontaneously combust as soon as she walks into the door.
She's not a vampire.
Still, she'll probably spontaneously like set on fire or something.
If not, I'll make it look like I did, so that they shoo me out.
Oh my god.
Oh god. So I don't know. We have 6 weeks left of this show. So that puts us at how many episodes?
6?
14?
Oh, 14, yeah.
14 episodes the series was? I thought it was 13.
It may be 13. If it's 13, there might be another 1 week break somewhere.
Okay.
Because Julie Plec on Twitter, somebody asked her, she said, "Dear Julie, can you make a second season of Containment just for me? Pretty please? I'm not ready to say goodbye in 2 weeks." And she goes, "It's 6 weeks, actually." So, yeah. That doesn't mean there's 6 more episodes, but, you know.
Either they tagged on a couple more episodes or we're going to have a few breaks.
I think we'll probably have one break if it's 12 episodes.
Yeah, because right now Wikipedia only goes up to episode 10 on the 28th. So that's probably where they got the 2 more weeks thing from.
Yeah.
So, there's that.
Yeah, there's probably at least one more break coming up if it's a 12 episode thing. Maybe 13, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Maybe they're going to do that shitty thing where they take like a 3-week break before the finale.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate when shows do that.
I don't mind if it's like a 1 week break, but, you know, build up the hype a little bit more. I hate that. I actually hate that. I'm lying. I do mind.
It sucks.
I do mind. I mind a lot. But yeah, we didn't see anything from Xander and Teresa and Leanne and all that. We haven't seen anything. We don't know what happened to Leanne, if she's still in self quarantine, if she made her way to the hospital. We didn't see her at the hospital, so you know, there's all that. And poor Thomas, thinking he's Superman when he's not.
Well, that wasn't really his fault. That was Katie amping him up because he was scared to leave. He didn't want to go. He's a kid. I mean, I mean, you kind of have to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is some sort of a hope because he does have the antibodies for the virus now because he did manage to fight off the virus.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it was clever of Katie to kind of do that and talk him into it and all that. But the thing with Katie is this episode, she seems like she's hiding something. Right? Because Jake is like, "Oh, no, I want to be together with you after this." And
she's like, "Nah, I got all this shit. I can't handle a relationship."
Yeah, it's like she's got all this stuff and baggage and whatever she's saying, you know, it is. She didn't come out right and say it. And she's like, you're not going to like my crazy life. I'm like, what the hell are you hiding?
I think she's hiding...
just something about custody battles and...
Yeah, she has a lot of excuses, and she didn't say them all.
Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons is she's actually a lesbian, and she's not telling people about it because she's either embarrassed or because she's been criticized. And she has a partner on the other side of the cordon. That's what I think.
That would be kind of interesting.
Then why would she put the moves on?
I'm like, yeah, then why did we have the shower sex scene?
Shit, what? Jake, oh my god, I could not. I was about to call him Kai, and I'm like, no.
That's fine. That's fine, because I still...
Oh, why would she? Because they're in a really shitty situation, and it might be the last of forever,
Just keep in mind, like, just because your sexual orientation may fall differently, that doesn't mean it doesn't fall both ways.
I know.
You know, just because she may have a female partner doesn't mean she can't have a male partner. Like, there are bisexual people out there.
I know that.
And, yeah. I don't know. But, you guys have anything else for this episode?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I'm thinking.
You do or you don't?
I'm just happy Sabine is locked in a container.
Oh, I was gonna say when you're like, oh, Kai, and you keep calling him Kai because you blanked out on Jake. I do that all the time when I'm writing notes. I write in Sabine as Freya, and not Freya,
Dahlia.
Dahlia, and I write in Jake as Kai all the time.
It's the worst thing about the same.
Did you notice that by chance, Kim?
Yeah.
Well, we knew you knew Kai, but did you know that she was Dahlia?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? She's recognizable. There's no way you could not forget that she was Dahlia, even though she was only half a season.
CW likes to use its actors over and over.
Yeah, well, you were probably paying attention to so many other things that you didn't notice her face.
I was.
That's like the first thing I noticed about all actors and actresses.
And Kim, it's not just the CW. It's mainly Julie. Like, Julie's the one in charge of Vampire Diaries Originals and Containment. So she, you know... But yeah, you do see shared actors across the CW shows, too. It's not just Julie's stuff, because you had the scientist in Vampire Diaries in season, 5? Where,
Eddie? Yeah,
he's Eddie from The Flash, you know? Like, characters are all over the place. Mm-hmm. So... anyway, next episode is called A Kingdom Divided Against Itself. So this is going to be day 13, I believe. As tensions reach a fever pitch inside the Cordon, mobs of angry protesters take to the streets in an attempt to break free. Meanwhile, stuck in isolation and cut off from their chain of command, Lex and Dr. Lammers have no choice but to stand by helplessly as the Cordon erupts into mass chaos. At the hospital, Jake attempts to lighten the mood by taking Katie on a date. But their happiness is short-lived after they discover that several of Katie's students have gone missing. Meanwhile, with Lex nowhere to be found, Leo moves forward with their investigation, inching one step closer to uncovering the person responsible for the outbreak.
Oh my god, all those kids were playing with Thomas like he wasn't infected, and the one even kissed him.
Oh no.
Shit. I didn't oh no. What about Quentin? I didn't even notice if he was playing with, like, he was playing cards with him through the quarantine, but I don't remember afterwards.
He was there.
Oh my god.
This is going to be terrible.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit.
I hate shows like this. God damn it, Julie.
So that about does it. Nikki, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyYVEN124.
Excellent. Mike, where can the people find you?
Right about there. Oh, I got it. On Twitter at Philidrin.
Kim, where can the people find you derailing another podcast?
Chew fucking chew.
Also on the Twitters, HUFFITY, PUFFITY.
Oh, yeah. You can find me down below at Phenomenodom.
Do.
PHENOMEDOM. You can also find us and more on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, MySpace, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV Podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Until next week, see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
MySpace.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Bleh, bleh.
Bleh. Bleh. Dracula. Bleh. Bleh. Yes,
Bleh.
we broke her. Bleh.
Get away from me with that infected blood.
I do not say blah, blah, blah.